Okay, over. Thank you.
Good.
And we have a schedule change, so it's over to Tina.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. You're on Breakfast with Champions, the Millionaire Breakfast Club, where everybody gets a seat at the table. We are here Monday through Friday, starting at 5 a.m. Eastern. Yep, we are here at the 5 a.m. Eastern mark. And then on Sundays at 9 a.m. Eastern. So with that, Tina, I'll hand the mic to you.
Thank you. Yes, I was talking. I just didn't have it on mic. So thank you very much, Dre. I think I heard someone trying to ask Dre a question. I'm Tina. I'm covering for Angeline. But if you wanted to go ahead and ask Dre that question, just unmic. I thought I heard someone say something.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Good morning, Dre. Good morning, guys. Everyone on stage and down below. You know, I didn't realize there was a red bar, and so maybe I did not hear the other person speaking. So my sincere apologies. But you know what, Dre? I can wait till you come on the next time, because I don't want to cut into the next speaker's time.
Girlfriend, it's okay because we're on the same topic. I'm talking about boundaries today, and boundaries goes right into what he was saying. So if you wanted to go ahead and ask a question, you can go ahead.
Well, okay, great. I will. It's kind of related. It may not be completely direct, but I was just, I'm so fascinated. I get Dre's text messages every morning, and it's always so fascinating to me because I think to myself, how does one stay motivated and keep motivated? And I guess my specific question to Dre was, when you coach clients, how do you deal with them when they have severe self-doubt and they don't really believe in themselves? And what's one technique or two techniques that you use to kind of push them forward? If you could share with us, that would be great. Thanks so much. This is Louise, and I'm done.
Sure. Well, I appreciate the question, and Tina, I appreciate you letting me use a little bit of your time here. And the answer is the very first thing we start with. So here at Work on Your Game, the foundation of everything we do is mindset. I don't care if you're an athlete, you're an entrepreneur, you're a school teacher, or a maintenance man. Everybody starts with the foundation mindset. And our four-part framework, first piece is the mindset piece is called the bulletproof mindset. So everybody starts with that, and we get that installed immediately with everyone that I work with. So if they are dealing with self-doubt or not believing in themselves or just not being able to stay mentally activated, so to speak, Louise, on a consistent basis, we solve that problem immediately. That's the very first thing that we do to make sure that everybody's on the same page as we get started. So that's the number one thing that we do here is that bulletproof mindset, Louise. And this is a much deeper extension of whatever you get in those text messages, whatever you get from those, that's one sentence. So we got a whole 12 module framework laid out in the bulletproof mindset. So hopefully that answers your question.
Phenomenal. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Love it.
Appreciate it, Tina.
Yes. Thank you for hanging on, Dre. So I am Stars Tina, your Traumedy life and health coach, and I'm super excited about this segment. I'm covering for the beautiful Angeline. We're just sending out extra prayers for her and her family. Her mother-in-law passed away this weekend, and she was talking to me about it. So I'm taking her segment, but we're talking about boundaries today. But before we get into the boundaries, I saw a post that she made, and it was so beautiful. She said her and her family were finishing a puzzle that she had started. I guess, she was doing a puzzle, and it was so beautiful watching the grandchildren put the puzzle together. And this morning I was talking about boundaries when it comes to your emotions and your feelings. Now I'm going to talk about business, but I really want us to not forget about our relationships. Just this morning alone, I'm in Texas right now visiting my mom. And Dre said this before. He was just like, time you can never get back. When you're in these events, first of all, you're spending money. But like he said, the time is the most precious thing. You don't get that back. So when you're at a business event, why are you there? Are you there to just sit on the couch, to eat, to drink coffee, to drink? No. And it made me think this morning when I was here, I got up at 3:30 because it is a time change, 3:30, 4:30, I can't even remember. And I got up, and in that little bit of time, my mother came over to me a few times, and I could tell she wanted some attention, some love. I put my phone down, I talked to her. I talked to my guy, I talked to my girlfriend, but then my sister, I saw her for a hot second, my brother-in-law. But then my niece, I'm on a call on FaceTime, on Facebook. I don't know if you guys know, you can get phone calls on Facebook. I didn't know it. I was looking for a photo on Facebook for my book. And then an old friend from like 20 something years ago that was in Bermuda, she calls me. Today's her birthday because I said happy birthday to her on Facebook. Now it's like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I don't know. I had a client coming, but I'm like, you know what? I can't remember the last time I spoke to this girl. Actually, I do. It was almost 2 years ago. when her brother passed away, who was an ex of mine, and him and I were very close, and I'm so close with his family. And the point of the story is your time. You have to have boundaries. I could have said to her, oh, I can't talk. But I said, no, we talked probably for like 20 minutes. And then I heard a little knocking on the stairs. My niece, she waves her hand. She's looking at me. You know, it's like 6:30 in the morning. And I look up at her as I'm on the phone, and my mom thinks I'm with a client. She's like, leave mommy, leave Tina alone. And she just sits there patiently. And I could tell she wanted my attention too. And I was like, oh. So I closed the conversation down with my friend on Facebook, and then I started talking to her, and she just wanted to talk. And it's funny because I have pictures, beautiful pictures in my book, because I'm talking about relationships and the chapters of boundaries. And I said to her, what do you think about this picture I'm putting in the book? And we're talking. And so again, I'm talking right now about boundaries in business, but the relationships you have in your life, don't take them for granted, especially with children, because you never get that time back. So I'm going over to my notes right now. Someone write into the chat, boundaries. If you're on stage right now, I want you to unmic and say boundaries. You might be at work. Let's try this again. One more time.
Boundaries.
Thank you, Tori. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. So this morning, yes, thank you. Boundaries, woo, woo. If you have not read this book, if you have not listened to this book, set boundaries. Find peace. Right now, I'm talking about in business. I was up here at 5 o'clock opening for Glenn. I talked about for personal life, and in the BWC Zone of Genius link that Ramon does, the article will be in there to talk about it. But right now, setting boundaries in business with your partners or coworkers is crucial for maintaining a healthy and productive work environment. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why. If this is your first time hearing me, just put first time in the chat so I know who you are if it's your first time listening to me. Good morning, Louise. I see Credit King there. Danny. I am Stars Tina, and I'm a life and health coach, and my foundation is fitness. That's where I began. I'm still there. That's the foundation of my business. That's what gives me my strong mindset. But as we go on, I'm a public speaker. I am finishing off my very first book. I had a journal before, but this is my very first book, and it's called No More Traumedy. I'm an expert when it comes to traumedy. A traumedy is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. When these two things come together, life-changing experiences occur. And I mainly work with women that are over 40 that have gone through a trauma or tragedy, and they need support. They need guidance. They don't know what to do. They need to push through. And that's what the book is about. It gives you tools and skills to push through the pain. I'm also a business coach, which just kind of fell on my lap in January of this year. And I'm absolutely freaking amazing with it. And I say that because the clients that I have are thriving. I repeat, thriving. And again, I'm just teaching them what I've learned, what I do. Going to events, so important. Game changer. When you go to an event, you're learning new things, you're meeting new people. So the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to business is maintaining professionalism and respect. If you see this beautiful woman on here, and I'm going to mod her, Renee, if you're able to join me in the conversation. Good morning, Susana Cabrera. I want you to join the conversation as well if you are able to. I see you are a 777, Denise. I'm scrolling down, Tolu. Samuel Anthony. So when you're in business, I'm hoping you're not by yourself. But if you are, that's okay. I want to invite you to get a tribe of people to work with you. Your vibe is your tribe. What is your vibe? Your vibe is your vibration. When you walk into the room, are you excited? Are you happy? Are you motivated? Or do you suck the energy out of the room and no one wants to be around you? You don't want that. You want energy. Guess what? Everyone in this room, you are a champion. You are a part of my tribe. You are a part of my family. And I want to be there for you as well. So when it comes to your business, as Michael Jackson would say, you are not alone. I'm not going to sing the rest of the song because I'll embarrass myself too much. But the first tip when it comes to business, maintaining professionalism and respect. Sometimes lines can kind of be blurred if it's mother, a daughter, a friend, a coworker, whatever. And just this hot second, I just realized how I may have blurred a professional relationship with a coworker. so much that she moved to another state. When I lived in New Jersey, I had a modeling and talent company. It was amazing. And my mom was there working with me along with my daughter. And, you know, Tina can be the most sometimes. She does a lot. And she probably didn't want to go live with my sister as well. But my point is, imagine you're working and you're just crossing that line of business and personal because it's a family member. You can't do that. Just because they're a family member, just because they're a friend, you can't go treating them like crap. Yes, I'm talking to Tina. It can lead to conflicts. It can be negative on the relationship. You want to establish boundaries. Ensure that both parties are treating each other with respect and focusing on their work-related tasks. Again, I'm talking to Tina a lot right now because sometimes I'm a Scorpio. Any Scorpios in the building? What you do? I can be a little sarcastic. I can be a little petty, you know, and you can't do that in business. You can't. You have to respect the other person. You have to listen, as Beyonce would say, listen. I'm telling you guys, I have like a jukebox in my head of music, and whenever I hear certain words, it just makes me think. But respecting the other person, you may not know or understand what they're saying, but at least let them speak and see if, okay, what do they have to say? Anyone want to comment, chime in on the topic of maintaining professionalism and respect? If so, on mic, say your name. I see you, Jessica. Come on up. Say your name and give me your comment. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Hey, Tina, this is Renee. And I would say I agree. I would also add, if you see someone crossing the line or doing something that you feel is not healthy for that business relationship, go ahead and speak up instead of letting it boil over or putting it off. And because the sooner it can be addressed, the healthier the business and personal relationship will be.
Yes. And thank you so much, Renee. Renee knows this firsthand. I'm sure there's many things she hasn't said that she could say, and because she just understands that Tina is a work in progress. So again, thank you so much, Renee, for the love and all that stuff. Anyone else want to comment on this first topic here? If so, on mic.
Hey, Tina and Shantae, I wanted to say, like, sometimes the consequences can be very significant if you ignore that intuition that, you know, someone may not be able to handle a personal relationship. I remember I was working with an organization in Miami that I was contracting with, and I forget the name of the premier, but it was like a soft, you know, VIP kind of feeling. And I wasn't sure of the person's intentions, why they were trying to come on. I didn't know if they were just trying to get connected with pro athletes or other celebrities. But one of my other colleagues said, like, you might want to just keep your distance a bit. They may just go overboard and have a meltdown on you one day. I didn't listen, Tina, and oh my gosh, at the most opportune time, this person literally broke down and in front of a whole lot of our guests. And it's like, I don't understand. Like, why don't you want to be my friend? As if we were in high school. I'm talking about at this point, we're in our 30s. So you got to listen to that intuition.
Wow.
And set boundaries with people, because sometimes it can come up and come out at the worst possible time.
Wow.
Thanks.
Wow. I love that. And Shantae, that was like Renee and I, when we first started working together, she's doing all this stuff. And, you know, when you first meet someone, you don't know what their intentions are. Well, are they talking to me because they want to get to another person? Because, you know certain people. And she was doing all this stuff. I'm like, why is she doing this? Why? So, you know, go with your intuition and stuff. Number 2, we're talking about boundaries in your business today. If you have a coworker or a partner, protecting personal well-being. So in a startup environment, it's common for founders and employees to work long hours. Anyone here work long hours? 6-7 days a week? However, without boundaries, this can easily lead to burnout and exhaustion. Setting limits on working hours and personal time ensures that individuals can maintain a work-life balance, which is essential for their mental and physical health. For example, you might establish a rule that no work-related stuff happens or calls or emails after 8 p.m. Now, again, I'm a work in progress, and it depends on the situation, because I'm a 7 days a week work sort of gal. My target is to stop working at 7:30, the latest, because that's when my guy gets home. I'm like, okay, 7:30, he's home. I'm going to give him some attention. But when you have certain things come up, like you may have an event coming up, you may have a book that's about to launch. So you're working till 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, the weekends. My favorite clients are on Saturdays and Sundays. Let me tell you guys. I only have one client on Sunday, and I absolutely love it. My time is so precious. I make sure whoever I'm spending time with, I'm giving them my all, 150%. And that's pretty pricey. So when it comes to your partners, sometimes I have to tell Renee, I'm like, stop, no more, go to bed, because we want to do so much good, right? At least that's how I am. I want to give. I know this book. If you're watching me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, you'll see it. It's in my hand. No More Traumedy. This book right here is going to change lives. Hell, I need to get with you to give you about 20 or 30 of these for your books in the hood. You do that in Christmas time or when, Hal? Talk to me.
Yes. So December 27th will be the our next distribution. And then we're also going to set up a small distribution at Christina's event, Myrtle Beach, the last weekend of January. So yes, I want people to tap in to your labor of love and donate some of those copies. We welcome some from you, Tina, but I really do want people to consider donating a copy of your book. Let's all tap into Tina and bless some others. We have quite a few seniors that show up to our events as well, and I know that this is something that they would, benefit from having. So please, if you guys would consider donating Tina's book to Books in the Hood, I greatly appreciate it. We're going to be collecting up until December 1st. Thank you.
So, Health, let me tell you how I came up with this idea. We all know the great Ramon Ray, right? Last Monday, he runs a group coaching program, and Shantae, hit me up with that girl's number again, because she came to one and I have to follow up with her. He runs a group coaching program called Celebrity CEO. And I think to myself, if I just get one nugget a month, I'm good. But each time I'm there, I get a nugget. And last Monday, we're talking about my book because it's the cover, it's at the final stages. And he's like, Tina, don't forget the people who you have to buy more than just one book. So then I was like, you're right. I can ask Glenn to buy about 5 or 10. I can ask such and such, blah, blah, blah. And you guys may have heard this beautiful queen on here every now and again. Her name is Veronica. She texted me last week and she's like, Tina, I'm trying to buy 100 books, but the system won't let me. And I'm like, huh? I'm just like, what are you talking about? In my mind, I didn't say this to her. Apparently on our site, it was only 10, but we fixed it. But she said she wanted to buy 100 books so she can gift them to other women. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is amazing. So Shantae, I'm on an effort right now to find at least 10 different types of groups, whether it's community groups, homeless shelters, domestic violence shelters, so I can give my book to women to empower them, to show them that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So Shantae, I would love to gift you some of the books that she gave me. And like she said, if anyone wants to, we have bulk rate prices. So if you buy 100, it's a cheaper price. If you buy 25, and I actually made it I don't have the name yet, Shantae, because I don't want to say fan club, because fan club just sounds so like, I don't like that. But for different levels, for example, if someone, and Renee, if you can click the link at the top to change it. If you buy 25, you're at the bronze level. If you do 50 or more, you're at the gold level. If you buy 100 or more, you're at the platinum level. And like I said, they are cheaper rates for the books. But my thing is, I want to change the world. It's not just me as a writer in here. Dr. Dale, you may hear her in here on Saturdays. She talks about emotional intelligence. So there's a chapter in the book about emotional intelligence. There's a psychologist who talks about trauma and tragedy. And the reason why I wanted these doctors in the book is because I am Star Tina. Yes, I'm a trauma. I've gone through it all. But I wanted to hear from a doctor that has legitimate knowledge from that. And the last chapter of the book is the best one. And anyone and everyone can benefit from this health because when I went through my trauma for the 7 years, I've put together everything I've done from the top to the bottom that got me through. So I kind of got off the track with that, but make sure you hit me up.
No, but Tina, seriously, because we also, a big portion of our books go to orphans. And a lot of these kids have come from, they've lost their parents, cake survivors, kids from all around the world. A lot of people don't realize we have one of the largest orphanages in the country right in Miami. And so I go and set up some of these kids have been trafficked, they're in hiding. So we give out. So I know for a fact they are drawn to books like that, adult-oriented books. Some of them have been through horrific things. So please. So I know your book is on fire and it's going to minister and heal some children as well. Thank you.
So Health, write down this date. If you're in this room and you're in the Florida area, December 16th and 17th. Let me check my calendar to make sure. It's a Saturday and it's a Friday and a Saturday. 15th and 16th, I'm sorry. December 15th and 16th, the Angel, Angeline, and I are putting together our very first in-person and virtual event. We've done many events online, and we've been planning our Elevate Your Business Summit. We did it last year, and we've been planning it for a while, and I said, you know what? Why not do one day in person? So we got the location last week, Friday. The 15th is going to be virtual. The 16th, it's in-person. Health, I want you there with a box so you can collect some books. I think it's in Orlando or Fort Lauderdale. Renee, do you remember the address of the town? I don't. Thank you. Florida just sticks to me. Are you in Orlando?
No, but at least I can get there a little easier than I can get back to my I'll be at my weekend. So,
Wonderful,
yeah,
wonderful.
perfect.
And the lady, and who was the lady that was at Mary Lynn's event that I met? The one I told you got to meet her. Who was her? What's her?
Oh my God, Kimmy, we call her.
Yes, I want you and Kimmy to come. We are still looking, again, Angeline and I put the idea, we've had the idea, but the website and everything, we've got it done. We're just finalizing a few things because we do need a few speakers. In my mind, I hit you up, Mary Lynn. I'm not sure if you're still in the room. We are looking for speakers and sponsors because we want to do a lot of giveaways. All right, I'm getting off track. Back to the topic. Save the date, December 15th and 16th. So we're talking about boundaries in business. I talked about maintaining professional boundaries, protecting your personal well-being, and that was with your time of day, your hours that you're working. And I'm sorry, guys, I just gotta say this. If you want to be successful, okay, get to work. Stop being lazy. Stop making excuses. You're not going to get to the next level if you're eating bonbons, laying on the couch, watching TV all day. It's never going to happen. I went to a virtual summit the other day, Dr. Sonia, Lord Jesus. It was amazing. And she was saying why people don't succeed. First of all, you're not focused and you're not putting in the work. So put in the work and don't complain when you're not. Okay, number three. Enhancing communication and collaboration. Effective communication is key in any business partnership or team. Boundaries can help facilitate better communication by clarifying roles and responsibilities. For instance, if you are in business and your business partner are both responsible for sales, setting boundaries can involve in mistakes getting made. I believe in white lines. Does anyone do that in here? If so, talk to me. For example, white lines. If I'm in charge of sales, I'm in charge of sales. I get it done. If you're in charge of marketing, you're in charge of marketing. I don't step on your toes. Yes, I can give you advice. You can give me advice. But at the end of the day, this is my area. Anyone agree, disagree? I would love to hear business professionals talk on this. Mike, let me hear you.
Hey, Tina, I wanted to jump in. I didn't get a chance to comment on the boundaries part. I think maybe we can tie this into what you're speaking about now. I want you to share. I love what you're saying about boundaries. So important in every aspect of your life. I once was working with an organization as a consultant, and I left because entrepreneurs love to work on the weekend. I'm cool with that. The day that I do not work is on Sundays. I am a football girl. I watch football with my sons, and the whole family will hang out. Everybody will come over, we'll have meals. And this one company had a meeting scheduled for Sunday afternoons once a month. So I said to them, I said, I don't do Sundays. I don't do any work or any meetings on Sundays. And she's like, well, it's only one Sunday a month. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. She's like, well, you can do it if you want to. And I said, yeah, I get that too. And you're absolutely right. But I don't want to. Why should I give up that time with my family? That was a hard line for me, and it was a hard no. So entrepreneurs love to schedule meetings on Sundays and do things. I'm out. I don't do Sundays. I don't do it during football season. I don't do it football off season. Sunday is just the day that I have decided it is a boundary day for me. I may work. but that's my time, and I will not be on meetings on Sunday. So I wanted to tie that in to your earlier conversation.
Yes, Rhonda, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because in life, I'm talking to myself again. Sometimes we may judge others by their actions and not even understand. And I get it, wanting to spend time with your family, watching football, hanging out, all that good stuff. And I guess it just comes from what I did in the past. You know, my son and my daughter and myself, we were always together. We worked 7 days a week, but we did it together. So that was our family time, where you may be watching football or whatever. We were helping my son with his sneaker store, getting my daughter ready for an audition, me with an event or whatever. So it's like, it wasn't work, it was our time. So I totally get it. And I am so grateful that you shared that story, because now I'm reframing my mind, because there's a certain individual that I'm working with, and I was questioning myself, well, Tina, do you want to work with this person? Because she said several times she doesn't work on Sunday. And I was like, I don't know if I can work with her. Because, you know, I like to get things done all the time, but I needed that. And I love the fact that you stuck to your guns, and you're like, it's a hard no. No, like, that's it. And that's how you have to be in life. We can't curse on here, but have you ever heard of like F yes and or F no or whatever? Like, you have to be so confident in what you're doing. Like, no one is shaking you, right? Like, no one is going to shake me into do crack cocaine. Like, I'm not doing crack. I'm not doing coke. It's not happening. All right. No, a piece of chocolate cake, you might be able to get me to do that. But you have to have your boundaries very, very strong. So thank you so much for that, Rhonda. Anyone want to, let me just round up the topics that I spoke about, and then if anyone wants to add on. Today I'm talking about boundaries in business. If you're here at 5 a.m., I was talking about boundaries in your relationship, and it will be in the email that Ramon sends out. Business, maintaining professionalism and respect. Respect to me. Who's that other song? R-E-S-P-E-C-T. That is what it means to me. Yes, you got to give it to get it, right? And again, I'm talking to myself because, guys, Tina is a hard A. Whew. All right, this is for, I'm going to have to listen to the replays for myself. Number 10, protecting personal well-being. Number 3, enhancing communication and collaboration. In summary, establishing boundaries in business relationships helps maintain professionalism, protects personal well-being, and enhances communication and collaboration. By doing so, you create a more productive and harmonious work environment, which ultimately benefits the success of your business. That's why Renee and I, our business is thriving. And I realized this the other day. Renee was like this before she met me. I thought she got like this from being around me, but she told me how she was when she was in college. And I was like, you've always been like this. Renee, you want to comment? Thoughts, questions, comments? Are you able to?
Yeah, you're correct. I have always been like that. I mean, it's how I work, and it has clearly worked for me for many years. And that's pretty much it. I mean, my college work ethic was like that. And every single job that I've ever had, even the soccer team that I managed, I worked like that.
Yes. For me, it feels like a mermaid or a fish. Like, you're in water, you can breathe with it. It's just natural. Anyone else want to add? We got 2 more minutes before we're out of here.
You gotta hold fast your boundaries, because every single no is a yes to something that's important to you.
Say that again. Say that again, girl.
Listen, every single no is a yes to something that is more important and pertinent for you specifically. Tina's foundation, Tina's book is so important to her. So you have to say some no's. You have to have some boundaries. Your daughter is important. Your mom is important. Your man is important. So listen, I appreciate this conversation on boundaries. That is my one work in progress. So that no is a yes to you.
Girl, going back to the boundaries, I lost my husband because I didn't protect my boundaries. I was all over the place. I didn't give him space. I almost lost a relationship with my daughter because my boundaries were all over the place. So if you want to protect your heart, your life, and your family, get your boundaries together. I am Stars Tina, covering for the beautiful Angeline Moore. Please say an extra prayer for her and her family in this time of need. Do me a favor, click that link at the top, purchase my book. When you purchase the book, you get a free course that's going to teach you how to share your story from the mountaintop and not from the Valley. Thank you very much. Who am I throwing the mic over to at 8:30? I'm sorry, 9:30. It's 8:30 here. Who's that?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, dude. Congratulations on finishing your race. I saw your photo. Hey. You did finish it, right? Did I see that correct?
Hell yeah, kidding me? I would have died.
What was it again that you did? That really hard thing.
Yeah, it's called an Ironman.
Ah! Tell us what it is, please. Please tell us.
Well, it's a 1.2 mile swim, and it just happened to be in the ocean during a tropical storm, so that made things a lot more
What ocean?
difficult. We were in it's in New York. It's in New York.
Atlantic.
The Atlantic Ocean, I guess, right?
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. So it was, but thank God it was in the bay. It was in the ocean. To be honest with you, we would that probably even been able to swim, but
What's
this
the
waves
bay?
are like 9-10 feet.
Oh,
But in the
really?
bay, they were like 3 or 4 feet, so it's still extremely
really
difficult. And then we did a 56-mile bike ride in pouring rain in like 20.
Did you say
25
56 miles? As in 5'6"?
Exactly, yeah. 5'6", yes.
Oh my Lord, that's like a whole state. Go ahead. That's bigger than Bermuda. Go ahead.
And into there were certain wind gusts up to like 40 miles an hour, so that was fun. And it was in pouring rain at certain times, like torrential. And then we ran a half marathon. So it was,
Yeah, all right, guys. I'd like to make some noise for this champion. Make some noise for this animal. I like Victoria. Come on. Woo.
it's like,
Oh.
it was a better race because of it.
So I'm over here screaming, telling everyone to scream, and I wasn't even on mic. I was saying, everyone unmic and make some noise. Woo! That is amazing. Come on, Victoria, unmic, Carla, unmic, Kimberly. Woo, woo, woo! Great job. So proud of you, David.
Thank you.
All right, I'm getting off of here.
It was it was a great experience.